Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you to the witnesses for being here today. As we consider this important reauthorization, we have to face the fact that we have a real problem in our country that we can't really build things anymore. It took 35 years to build the first 42,000 miles of interstate highway, and in the last 34, we've built 7,000 miles. It's not just that we can't build, we can't really maintain and repair like we're capable of doing. And it's almost to the point of ridiculousness. I have a Forest Service road in my district that had a couple of landslides. This is a gravel road in a very remote area. And so far, there's been $6 million of grants awarded to fix the road, but the timeline is maybe 6 years. And to tell you the truth, nobody really knows who's on first and who's on second and how this is going to get done. And we can do much better than that as a country. And we know that time is money. These delays cost things. Mr. Dellinger, as a user of the highway system, I think you said it in your testimony, $109 billion a year in delays and burning something like $6.4 billion of fuel sitting in delays. We see those kinds of costs. But then, Mr. Timon, in your testimony, you showed a graph on the IIJA funding, which ranges from about $70 to $80 billion a year over a 5-year period. And it's the $80 billion in 2026 is going to have $40 billion of purchasing power. Also in your testimony, you showed where it takes 6 or 7.6 years to get through the NEPA process. We've got to do better than that for the American people and for everybody paying taxes and everybody that's using our roadways. Mr. Timon, what can we do to allow state transportation departments to do what they do and build roads and do it in a timely manner?
Well, thank you for that question. I think that this has been an issue that Congress has been struggling with for decades now, really. I think that people on both sides of the aisle agree that we need to do more to streamline the project delivery process. As was mentioned, there was one federal decision provision that was provided in IIJA. It has not been fully implemented as Congress intended by the previous administration. We're hopeful that incoming administration, the Trump administration, will embrace the one federal decision and the intent behind the timelines associated with that provision and implement it in the way that Congress intended. Some other ideas is, as I mentioned, in Georgia, they've decided to co-locate and collaborate federal resource agencies together in one interagency office to help make sure that everybody's working on a project in the most efficient way. Trying to find ways to consolidate duplicative permits and reviews overseen by Coast Guard and Army Corps of Engineers and the National Marine Fisheries Services and U.S. Fish and Wildlife Services, making sure that those things are happening concurrently, and that if there are duplicative permits by multiple resource agencies, there's only one that you need to do as opposed to the same one over and over again for different resource agencies. So those are just a few.